All right, all right, all right. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to another riveting episode of Wake Up American. We are here to give you just a daily dose of pronunciation practice because if you're interested in pronunciation, American English pronunciation, and you want to see some change, that's what's needed. I'll tell you right now, there's no secret. You have to show up. You have to keep coming back day after day after day because if you take a day off, I promise you, you're going to feel it. It's going to slow down your progress. We don't want that to happen. We have all kinds of things available to try to help you avoid that, including our free resources here on the channel, like this stream, Wake Up American, to guide you in this process. My name is Jeff. It rhymes with breath, which is one of the four key ingredients to a natural sound in American English pronunciation, along with placement, pitch, breath again, and you need to achieve a more natural sound. Sorry, sometimes I think connection can freeze a little bit. Let's see who is joining us this morning. I see Shoka's with us. Hello, Shok. Good to see you as always, miss. Glad you can make today's stream. A quick note as we go through things today. Oh, there's hi. Hi, I'm Susan. Hi, I'm Susan. I'm Jeff. Well, hello from Indonesia. That's great. Great to see you, Susan. Thanks for stopping by. For today's stream, everything that we go over, these are all things that are brought to us by our pronunciation group on Telegram. That all the sounds we do, connection might be kind of spies. My apologies, guys. The best part of our pronunciation group on Telegram is it takes system. Let's do this to see if I can help with our connection. I'm going to just do a quick. Seems a little bit more stable now. I'll keep an eye on that. If it keeps being a little bit unstable, what I'll do is I will restart my computer and then come back. But we'll see how well this one holds right now. As I was saying, so everything you're going to see today is brought to us by our pronunciation group on Telegram. The Telegram group is the place where you can take all of our practice and actually start applying it. You can get feedback from me every single day of the week. For if that sounds like something you're interested in, you can. Don't go there. You want to go to fluentamerican.com. You'll see there an option for Telegram group. Currently, we have 5 spots left. Just a note if that sounds like something you would be interested in getting for practice. Yeah, I'm seeing the spottiness again. Okay, let's do this. I'm going to restart my computer just to see if that helps a little bit to kind of keep things a little bit more stable. Give me one moment. I apologize. I appreciate your patience. I'll be back in about 2 minutes. And then we'll go into. You were probably in school years ago when your nice English teacher taught you to say these words.
Wrong.
All contain vowel sounds that consonants can transform into horrible, horrible monsters. We are hunting down consonants starting with the letter L. Say these words to yourself really quick. Real, girl, milk, roll, cool. Did you say them like I did? If not, it's because when the letter L comes at the end of a word, you want to make sure of these things. The tip of your tongue is down. The back of your tongue is high. There is enough air moving through your throat. It's like a consonant sound becomes a vowel sound like Let's try them again then, shall we? Real, girl, milk, raw, cool. Hear all that breath. Real and cool, by the way, have
long vowel sounds.
That's important because long vowels, when they connect with the letter L, have a slightly
different
sound. Compare.
really, real, really, real. Notice that the long vowel pronounces the vowel sound and then adds in all sound. Here are examples of major long vowels with L's attached. Style, stale, steal, spoil, stool. Don't get nervous if you hear a D come after the L sound either. Keep your vowel the same in pairs like these. Ball, bald, saw, sawed, call, called.
Can we do that faster?
Ball, bald, saw, sawed, call, called. Ball, bald, saw, sold, call, called.
It's not just the L that's after your English, though.
The letter N is horrible at leaving your words in an awful mess to clean up. Lone, moon, pain. If you said lowen, mooin, or payin, it's a problem. You don't need to add an extra vowel sound before the letter N. It's just lone, moon, pain, lone, lowen, moon, mooin, pain, payin. Or maybe this is the problem. How do you say this? If you say you are raising your placement up here and closing off your throat. Not enough air is making it through. All right, we're back. Hopefully things are more stable. So my apologies again. Thank you for your patience hanging around. In case you don't know what this is about, this is Wake Up American. This is our daily American English pronunciation stream, Monday through Friday. We just try to give you some pronunciation practice and things like that, taken from notes from our pronunciation group on Telegram, the messaging app. Today, our sound that I would like to take a look at is, and it kind of ties into that little video that you were just watching. We want to compare, for instance, words like man versus mat. Or, for instance, another example like and versus like has. What is going on with these words? Technically, they have the exact same vowel sound. However, if you listen to the word, what you're going to notice is that they do not actually have the exact same sound, even though it's the same vowel. Why is this even happening? This is happening because that A sound is followed by what's called a nasal. A nasal sound means that the air goes through your nose. This actually is the part that ties into what the videos you just saw. When the air goes through your nose, what happens is that it's going to slightly change your vowel sound a little bit. We do not want to change the placement. So just because the air is going through your nose and just because this is called a nasal does not mean that suddenly our placement's also going to be up by our nose. We want to still keep our placement low. This again is, for instance, you don't want to say like you want to say more do you hear that difference in placement? And things like that. Something to consider. So what we want to be mindful of is that when we have the A sound that comes after, or that comes before, excuse me, the letter N, we want to do a nasal sound right before that N sound. Okay. We want to do a heavy breath out of our nose and then that N. So for instance, instead of saying ah to start, you're going to feel your tongue slide back a little bit more. It's going to be more eh, eh. Then you do a heavy breath out of your nose and you add that N. It's like and. Compare that second word, which is just ah, mat, mat. Compare that ass sound with again that and sound, and man. So mat, man, mat, man, man, Do you hear those differences? Man, man, mat, man, different vowel sound, right? It's the same vowel, but with enough significant differences to it that it becomes a very unique sound. So that's something we want to be mindful of. We can't use a normal sound when we have an N that comes after it. So this pair again would be first word, man, second word, mat. Our second example is right here. We have the first word, the sound plus the nasal, hand, hand. So it's like hand, and, hand. Our second word, ah, has, ah, has. Let's compare. An, hand, has, an, hand, has. If you're still finding that and sound to be difficult, some quick suggestions. What you're going to feel again when you're doing that and is you might feel your tongue rise a little bit more, and you may also feel it kind of slide back a little bit more as well. You may feel your mouth close slightly compared to the sound. Again, and ah, and ah. Another little tip that may help with that and sound when you say and, you may feel your top teeth on the sides of your mouth touching the sides of your tongue. So it's almost like you're biting the sides of your tongue a little bit. And, and, and when I do ah, ah, I don't have any of that contact with my tongue and my tooth. You don't have to have contact for that and sound. It's just something that may help. So let's compare this word again. So and, hand, has. Again, as you do and, do the heavy breath out of your nose right before the N sound. Let's take a look at a couple more examples of this. About this example here. Our first word again with the and sound. Sand, sand, and sand, and sand, and sand. Compare that to the other word, sat. Sat, sat, sat. Sand, sat, sand, sat. Let's maybe do two more pairs to compare them. Here is our next pair. The first word, again with the and sound. And, pan, and, pan. Make sure you're not saying like pan. Make sure you're not saying pan. Make sure it's more pan, pan. Lower placement. Heavy breath out of your nose right before the N. And, pan, and, pan. The second word, pass, 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 and pan, pass, and pan, pass. One final word to send you off into the world with your American English accent. What words can we do here? Our last little pair. First word, land, land. You want to be careful with land with that L. You can make that L sound with the tip of your tongue high against the top of your mouth, like l, but it may be helpful to instead use a dark L with the tip of your tongue down against the bottom of your mouth. It's like oh. Compare land, land. Hear the difference? Okay, so and land, and land, last, last. For saying last as well, I'm using a dark L sound right now with the tip of my tongue down against the bottom of my mouth. So again, last, last. Let's do the pairs again. And land, last. And land, last. Once more, when I'm saying and, I'm feeling the sides of my tongue on my top teeth. You don't have to do that, but it's something that may help. All right, let's just kind of run through these pairs once more. So each of them twice. And, man, mat. And, man, mat. And, hand, has. And, hand, has.
Next pair. And, sand, sat, and, sand, sat. And, pan, pass, and, pan, pass. And our final one. And, land, last, and, land, last. Make sure also when you're saying last, something, if you are used to British training, you may be pronouncing it more as like lost, or things like that. So make sure, again, you have more of an sound there. Once more, guys, thank you so much for joining me today. Thank you to our Telegram group members. If you are interested in feedback for your own pronunciation, I think our Telegram group is a great option for you. That is something you can look at fluentamerican.com. But regardless, I hope that this is helping to illuminate some of these differences between these sounds. If you have questions about them, feel free to make a note in the comments. We'll be back tomorrow with more Wake Up American right around 8 a.m. in New York, as we are every weekday. Thank you guys for your time. I appreciate you. There's a million pronunciation resources out there. So the fact you spent a little bit of time with us is greatly, greatly appreciated. Have a good day. Have a good night. Have a good afternoon. We'll see you all later.